What's good, my people? It's your boy Mr. Lix, and we are back again for another one, the one and only Mr. Lix. That is the wrong one. What's good, my people? We are definitely back again for another one on the one and only Brbptv podcast, brothers and sisters, where we're keeping it real and definitely hoping for some sort of positive vibrations as a result of that. Of course, I'm your boy Mr. Lix, and I'm here today with a special guest, none other than
Tossy, man.
Tossy,
What?
Tossy, you influenced by Suki, man.
Boy, Suki is the best boy. Every day I search in Suki. Every day. I want to see the man looking good. I like what the man is doing.
So you're a huge fan of Suki then?
But big fan. I mean, I don't like the cussing and this kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, but if that's what where he has to start to elevate himself, let it, let's.
I think that's a good thing, considering he doesn't have to do the type of things that he used to do back in the day.
Exactly.
The type of drugs. So even though we might not be for the lyrical content, but
I'm a huge fan.
Yeah.
Wada.
Who does that?
That's my boy.
Anyways, guys, we are here once again in Trinidad and Tobago, man. And of course, we are here with the one and only Tossy, aka Trevor Johnson. Good to have you
part of the podcast. Thanks for having me. I mean, I'm here to talk, and there's live
talk. We vibes.
You in Trini?
Yeah, man. We live up it, guys.
Yesterday you told me come. I'm like, yo, come and let's live.
After all, and here I am.
Yeah,
and here I am.
We live. We never even planned that. Right?
Yeah. But it is what it is, guys. We actually did a vlog as well, in the vibrations. If you guys want to go check that out, you can definitely do so in the first comment in the comment box below, guys. We're going all out, man. All out. The only thing I probably won't do in Trinidad is aerial shot.
Yeah, boy.
Next time.
Yeah, we'll take videos from my rooftop. And
But one thing, that's one thing I noticed. If you even your establishment is like you make yourself. Tell people a little about who you are now. Who's Tossy? Who's Trevor Johnson? Are they different?
Tossy, I would say I'm from Loubier and Lapwet. Right? When I was born.
Where is that location? For those who don't know.
South of Rosewood.
Okay.
South of Rosewood.
Yeah.
So I was born at Princess Margaret Hospital, like everybody else from Dominica. I don't think people were born in their jacuzzi or their bathtubs.
Yeah. Or some of us were born
most time, Princess Margaret Hospital. but after birth, next place my mother took me was Point Michel to stay with my great grandmother.
Okay.
So my navel string was buried in Pori Lapwet. And so my grandmother is from Point Michel. Okay. My grandfather is from Loubier. Okay. So my grandfather they got married and she moved to Loubier.
And where was your father from?
England. My mother had me when she was young in England.
Okay.
But I was born in Dominica. Like a month before I was born, my mother moved back to Dominica. I was born in Dominica. But so there was always a fight between my grandmother and my grandfather. He's from Loubier and she's like, no, you're from Lapwet. So I'm a Lapwet Loubier guy. Like when, there's always, most times back in the days, communities used to have a little fighting among themselves.
For us, it was Portsmouth and Rosewood.
Right. So when Lapwet and Loubier people fighting, I walk in Lapwet like normal, Nobody touches me.
You like the in-between, the universal one.
Yes. Okay. In fact, Loubier fellas be vexed with me because they see me walking like normal in Lapwet.
Yeah.
Because, and then I used to play football, in Point Michel.
In both communities, okay.
Both I used to play in Lapwet leagues and in Loubier leagues, and so but as you know me, everybody in Dominica know me well, and they talk to me. Even labor rights, they come and hail me up. Like, boy, you can make my party too much trouble, but they love me because people know when I come out and I say things, I don't rely on
you
people.
Say from the heart.
Not the heart, but I come with facts. I don't come to defame people's character. Maybe sometimes I go a bit too much, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I am about Dominica. First. Not friends, not cousins, not family.
I often hear people say they're always about Dominica and these kind of things, yet still people are leaving Dominica. What is that about?
Well,
because you left.
I left. Well, I didn't really leave. What happened is that I went to SME.
SME.
After SME, I decided I wanted to go to Tech Hall because I wanted to be into construction. Because my uncle Louis Luke was a contractor, one of the largest contractors in Dominica. So I really wanted to be into construction because when I was about 12 years old, I was on a construction site, and every Christmas Easter, summer holidays, you know. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed life.
So you pretty much were getting the kind of like an internship kind of
yes,
vibe.
Yes. I love that. My uncle tried to look and tell me, don't do certain things. I'm like, no, I want to do it with the guys. Mix concrete with the guys, you know. So, and then...
did you get to mix concrete at Trevor?
Of course, I enjoyed that, man. He didn't like it. But I'm like, no, I want to do it. I love that, you know. I love that. But he I don't know, he wanted to protect me from, you know, he didn't like me climbing on scaffoldings too high, because I mean, it's my uncle, you know. I wasn't there to work for him. I just enjoyed it and I wanted to work. And then of course I went to Tech Call. Back then they called it CDCC, they called it Tech Call at the time. I went there, I did building and civil engineering, a diploma in that.
That's one of the things that I noticed is lacking in this day and age, because they just bring you from straight from primary school to
A-levels and then university.
Because I know not everybody is academically savvy.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think they
exactly. But I wanted that, and I didn't want to do A-levels. I wanted to go straight into something that is what I wanted to do. So we've been doing stuff back then, and I went to CDCC, and then I won a scholarship. I got a scholarship, and I was sent to England to study.
England, okay, that's what you are right there.
Yeah, and that's why I did quantity surveying. And when I was ready to...
What did you do to win the scholarship?
Well, I was one of the top students at CDCC.
Okay.
Right? I did brilliant civil engineering. I was one of the top students. And
was that an overseas scholarship, or was it internal?
No. Well, government gave it to me, but via the British government.
Okay.
So I went to England to study. I did my degree up there, worked for a year, and then I was ready to return to Dominica, but there was no work for me. You sent me to study, there is no work for me.
Before you continue, you said there was no work for you. What year was that? What
1998.
1998?
Yeah, okay. I was moving back to I was ready to move back to Dominica. I contacted the people, they said, Trevor, you qualify, but there is nothing for you to do.
Why was that?
There was, well, you know...
Was there any positions? Or
there was no position.
The job was actually there, but there was just no position?
Actually, I was a public servant at the time, you know. I was. But if I had returned, I wouldn't even be in a position, you know, as a degree person, you know. So, because they had nothing for me, and because of the economics at the time in Dominica, economy, I couldn't get a job. So
wasn't that during the time of the banana industry?
That was towards the end of the banana industry, during Edison James time. During Edison James, and trust me, at that time I give workers a lot of licks, and I still was able to go and study, even whilst I was a student on a scholarship.
So at that time it was the workers themselves that sent you, the government?
Yes, that started on the Freedom Party. It started first on the Freedom Party, but they completed it.
So let me get this straight. So you were giving them blows, yet they still allowed you to get a scholarship. So it wasn't necessarily on the basis of partisanship.
No. And I'm not saying that because today I'm supporting Lennox and supporting LLP. If we go back to the records, if people knew me from way back, they would know the licks I was giving workers. And I didn't care. Even whilst I was a student in England, I didn't care. They could
why was that? Because you couldn't find a job, or what?
No. I was a student at the time and I attacking workers.
But why? It was attacking?
No, because there are certain things I know. There are certain people who are part of the United Workers Party who are bad for Dominica. Point blank. I will say it. I know certain things.
So the question I want to ask you now, was Edison a bad governor?
No, not Edison. Edison was a very good guy. But there are people within the party, you know, who are bad. And there are people who move from workers now, and they are part of labor, who are bad for them. And they were senior people of the party. They didn't hold public positions. They were not ministers, but they were senior members of the party, and they were bad. And they were also ministers, and you could say it. Certain people crossed the floor.
So the reason for giving, because I'm pretty much the same, but I guess in this days I was a little boy, so I'm not giving blues and whatnot. But based on the precedence of what is happening at present, we realize that there's something happening. Versus back then, you felt like, what is the difference? Because you were giving workers blues, you're giving DLP blues. I mean, what is the difference?
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you, when workers I campaigned, Sikiri and I, and many fellows from Nubia.
Sikiri, aka Joshua?
Joshua.
Okay.
We campaigned with Ambrose George, you know, because we want to change. The whole of Dominica at the time wanted to change because people were saying things. Not only that, people were listening to Anthony Asafan. Anthony Asafan had the worst to say about workers. Right? And we believe in him because a lot of people respected him at the time. I mean, I grew up because Tony Aswan looked up for the poor people. Tony Aswan took matters to the court on behalf of poor people and won. And that's how he got his name. So, of course, young men like me are going to look up to him. And so we listen to him. So when he's attacking, look at that. Lennox Linton and Tony Aswan was part of a good and accountable government team.
They were part of that?
Yes, attacking and wanting the best for Dominica, both of them. You understand? So all of us were...
Oh yes, I remember because there was an interview where they were on the panel.
Exactly.
Some kind of thing on TV.
And Brother German from SME, all these people were together.
Yeah, I remember that.
So people looked up to him, and we see now a totally different.
What do you think could have caused that to change, though? I mean, you should listen to him, and what changed? Well,
not change me. Them fellas had their ulterior motives. They had certain things that we didn't understand as a young boy. I didn't understand.
So you think
they would do it for themselves?
It
was all about their interest, not the interest of Dominica on a whole, because we are seeing things happening in Dominica now, and they are not even talking. They are for that.
Because I remember even the president, what he did back then.
Yeah, exactly. He was a freedomite.
Same thing that
I'm not even sure this man was a freedomite, but you know what? He's the president now, and I really don't want to talk about him. You understand what I mean? I respect his office. I don't respect him, but I respect his office, and I don't want to bring him into our podcast.
But that's why we're here. We're being real. You say you respect his office in terms of what? Him being the president?
No, you know why?
Because the reason why I'm saying is because a number of persons are saying that the president should not have been the president.
He shouldn't have been.
So if you're respecting the office, he shouldn't be there.
That's what you see. He shouldn't have been there, but he's the president now. So you have to respect the office that he holds. But he shouldn't be.
It doesn't matter regardless of how he got there.
Let me tell you something. A man cannot be in active politics today and the next following day he's the president of Dominica.
Yeah, that should not be. There's a conflict.
There's madness. How are you going to listen to Lennox and be attentive to what Lennox is saying to him? You understand what I'm saying? So yes, I campaigned for Ambrose.
But wait, before you continue, I'm still trying to figure this out in my head. So you say you respect his office, but does it matter how he got there?
Of course, it matters how it got there.
So
but at the end of the day, the process by law of how he became there was done properly.
You think so?
Yeah, because the government, the governing party has the majority. So he's always going to be there. They're going to vote for him. And what are we going to do? We can't do nothing. That's the law. That's the constitution. You understand?
Because most people are saying the president is not Dominica's president. They're saying he's the prime minister's president.
No, I mean, that's politics. I believe he's the prime minister's president.
Yeah, especially when he needs to
remember, I am privy to chat conversations where the man is on a chat group discussing politics and his labor, you know.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't want to go there because that was
that's fine. But when it comes down to individuals switching who they are, and then.
But you have a right to do that. You have a right to switch whenever you like.
Yeah, I understand switching.
Because look at me. I campaigned against workers in 1995, I believe.
And then you for them now.
And I'm not really for them.
You side with them more.
Because I understand what Lennox is doing.
Yeah.
I've worked with Lennox campaigning against corruption. So of course I'm going to lean towards Lennox and what Lennox is about, because what he's about is what I'm about. You know? What he's about is what I'm about, and that is what I'm interested in.
So what are you guys about?
Not you guys. What Lennox is about is him. You have to interview him. What I'm about is the betterment of Dominica. A Dominica where there is no corruption, minimum corruption.
But I mean, you're saying this, but I'm also hearing the Prime Minister say the same thing too. Even in the budget, he's talking about having a better Dominica. I mean, it's good to say this thing.
Better Roosevelt's carrot.
But he's saying the same thing.
The only person who is doing well in Dominica is Roosevelt's carrot. and everybody who is around him.
I cannot deny that.
You know, you see the man on a boat, climbing on a boat and everything. I mean, he's been in office for a long time. I understand he can have a boat, but everybody else, what are they doing?
But even as you mentioned the boat scenario, I mean, the mere fact that they remove charges on yachts and pleasure crafts.
Well,
I mean, does that help? Remember, we're talking about the betterment
of the country. It's helping one set. You know what I mean? Just like when, let's say, I think Barbados removed duties on electric cars. Who the hell can pay electric cars? Not the poor man.
Yeah. I pretty much stated this in one of my reactions.
Who the hell could pay for this boat that Skerritt's lime on? You know, some people it's alleged that it is really his own, but I don't know that.
Yeah,
I can't see.
I heard it was on his own, but it's under somebody else's.
Yeah, that's the allegation. Yeah. But these are the allegations. But there are 4 350 horsepower motors on that. Which fisherman has that?
But yeah, I agree.
And then you want to remove duties. You want to remove duties for pleasure boats. Which poor man in Dominica that's going to benefit?
And then they're speaking about betterment, but it seems like that can be for the oligarchs.
Exactly. But who does that?
You're right.
Who does that? What? Who does that?
But on a real,
you know what I mean?
But on a real, and
it's greed. It's totally greed. It's greed. It's only for themselves.
So what do you think could have caused that to happen? I mean, we had people. I remember there's a video on Keep It Real 767 when the Prime Minister was young and he's talking about giving to the young people and helping the young people grow and everybody having a chance. But
Roselle Skerritt has always been about himself, and many of us are like that. You know, a lot of times.
I wouldn't want to say that though. I think
he's always been about himself.
As a result of association.
No. He's always been about himself. Think about how he moved. He got to be prime minister. He wasn't supposed to be the prime minister, but before. You heard it from Tony Asifan and these guys. Before the man. Pierrot's blood got cold. This man was already lobbying to be the prime minister. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No respect for the guy. It wasn't him that was supposed to be. There were people, even Ambrose George, who was supposed to.
And I think I remember Reginald was upset about that.
There were senior people in the party.
But then everybody just went quiet.
But no, because you see, Skerritt had always had a plan. It has always had a plan. I knew Skerritt for a long time.
So you really think? So I'm just because I remember seeing that video right there, and you really think Skerritt in his youngness was the one in his youthfulness, youngness.
Let me tell you something.
You think he was a master plan behind?
But why not? Skerritt was that guy who never used to talk much, you know. I tell you, I used to lime with Laughing Dog. That's Bernard Leblanc. That's Skerritt's cousin. I used to lime with Fuez. I used to lime with Jerome Romain. Them fellas we all used to play sports. You know, these guys were Laughing Dog was cricket, athletics, football, basketball. Talented guy. Jerome Romain, 102, long jump. Fuez wasn't really enough. He liked football, he liked his little cricket. He was more of a cricketer. His brothers, you know, they're just from Vickers, Bernard Joseph. That family, they love cricket. So they are more cricketers. I know Skerritt. Skerritt wasn't into anything. Skerritt just used to be in his apartment in Loubier Madrel, just on the porch, just catchy lane. He had a long-term plan as a young man. He was just
That's interesting, yeah.
I'm telling you. You go ask him. Everybody who knew that man, he was a quiet fella.
I would ask him, but I don't think Skerritt will go on my podcast.
Almost like a Tebe. Some people say that too, because I was very quiet. You know, I think England changed me when I went to study. You know, at university you have to be able to present.
Yeah, that's true.
If you can't present, Palo, you're going to lose. You are going to graduate. So anything, they train you to be professionals, not just being academically. You know, you have to be a professional. So that's where I became, you know, in England you have to speak for your rights. And that's where I became a strong Tossy fella. You know?
Speaking about becoming strong, I mean, it was during the time of Rosie, you know about Rosie Douglas and what he did? Were you influenced by him at all?
When I was growing up, I always liked Rosie, and I always liked Rosie's support for Cuba. My grandmother hated that. My grandmother was a freedomite.
Okay.
My grandfather was a laborite. Because Mamu has some... my grandmother's sister is married to was married. She was married to Mamu's nephew. right? But you know, her father was a old, doing a lot of shit around. So he had a lot of children around. And so of course, because of that, Freedomite, my grandfather Liberite.
So you're saying Freedomite is a family unit?
Yeah, we're very Freedomite. But I'm not about that. I'm about Dominica at the end of the day. So, what you asked me? You asked me what changed. No, so I like Rosie. I like.
Were you influenced?
Yeah, I was I like him, but I was still a quiet, softy kind of guy. You know, when I play in football, I'm a different person. I'm a beast on the football pitch. But other than that, I'm always quiet. I was very shy too. People who knew me back then asked me, Trevor, where you get that energy now?
Tenacity.
Where it came from? You know what I mean? But I guess England, being a student in England university, you know, so
in my understanding, because I remember as you talk about being quiet back in the day, I remember back in the day hearing stories of people who had balls, so to speak. You were not part of that.
No, I wasn't like that. I had fellas who love to fight and.
No, I mean, not necessarily fighting. I'm talking about individuals. If the government is doing nonsense.
No. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Fighting and fighting against injustices. You know, you see, like Dale Dangleben. Always like that. From the time we in primary school, Dale has not changed. I am now almost like Dale. Dale has always been like that.
Always.
Dale was always a leader in the community from a little boy. And very bright guy. He's always been a bright guy. You know, but a leader, you can't do shit. If you want to fight a man who is weak, even if you're a bigger man than Dale, they'll come up to you and tell you can't do that.
Even if you're bigger than Dale?
Man. Dale was, you know, so
but
people
he
like...
have ran. Did he never ran?
No. Well, Dale went to the States early too, you know, and so and that's where he got his
so it seems like, from my understanding, a lot of people are leaving Dominica since back then.
Long.
But why?
But Scary had left too.
Huh?
Scary had left too, but he went to study, he came back. But all Scary's cousins, Donnie LeBlanc, Bernard LeBlanc, Bernard and Donnie's sister, everybody, they have not returned. Many people. I mean, from many of my friends who attended SMA with me, they're away. Many of my friends who attended technical college with me, or even sixth form college at the time, they're not here.
So the reason why I'm saying this is, it seems like that is like, I remember the government was talking about backdoor culture. It seems like leaving is Dominica's culture.
Yes, it's part of it, because to educate yourself, you have to go out. But when you reach out there and then you get educated, it's difficult to come back to work to a system that doesn't work. It's difficult to come back to a place where to move up the ladder, even in the public sector service. You have to be messing with a politician.
It seems so.
You know what I mean? Even to get a scholarship, even when you get the scholarship, to get your tuition paid, you have to be slipping around with fellas. You know what I mean?
I've heard that there's a case. I remember when Lennox was, I think it was in St. Joseph, when he mentioned about ministers doing certain things to.
But you see,
a
lot of women have reached out to me. So, there are plenty of things.
Why hasn't nothing been done as a result of that? Because if nothing is being done, it's going to continue. And
but you see, the young people, the young women in Dominica accepted it.
So that's a culture now.
It's a culture. It's becoming a culture. Look at something that's happening. A cultural thing now. The old hardback men messing around with 14-year-old, sending WhatsApp messages, and people is accepting.
Reminds me of a sitting.
I saw that.
FM.
And a man is still on a radio.
Yeah, as an influencer, that's what I don't
look
understand.
At something when they were looking for Kenisha, I see him making a video when they killed the boy, when the police killed the boy. He's there, but you should be hiding your face. I mean, hiding.
And not only that, I heard that there was a police that was involved in certain things
Plenty
as well,
things,
and
but
they were also searching.
A lot of things happen in Dominica, but it's a cultural thing.
But if it's a cultural
and it's not
thing, that is
alone,
not for the betterment of Dominica, is it?
No, it's not. It's not. A lot of things happen in Dominica. It's the destruction of Dominica. It's a destruction of Dominica.
Is that a culture as well?
Well, you see, this Labour Party has created a culture in Dominica where it's a destructive culture. Dominica is just falling apart. When I visit Dominica, when I was growing up in Dominica, there were nice homes in Pomichel, nice homes in Nubia. When you go around, these homes are decaying. They are falling apart. People have abandoned their homes.
As you're mentioning that, I'm thinking of the experiment with the frog. They state if you put a frog in hot water, it's going to jump out.
Right.
But if you put the frog in the cold water and put it to boil, the frog will gradually adjust until it dies.
Until it dies.
So you think that the reason why this is because people are not leaving to understand, to come back and see the big difference?
Yeah. That is one of the things, because in Lubia I have some fellas who grew up with me, they're not educated, they have not traveled, and they listen to Roosevelt's Carrots and Labour Party nonsense that Dominica is the best island in the OECS. And like, guys, if I just take you on a trip to St. Lucia, you will understand St. Lucia is way better than Dominica.
And as you mentioned St. Lucia, just a while ago, I think I showed it to you. Yeah. St. Lucia is starting back its banana industry with England to send 2,000 boxes.
But then something, Dominica is on a different level,
But why? I'm trying to figure out.
Because we have jackasses running. We have jackasses running the country. Look at something. Let me give you an example. These guys, these politicians, and these guys who are part of the Labour Party are buying out Roseau, buying out property.
Yeah, I noticed that as well.
So you're buying out property, but who are you going to rent them to? If the economy is bad, what is the reason for buying property? But as a businessman, when you work hard for money, you want to invest it in somewhere that you're going to recoup your investment. Yeah. But they're just buying, just to say, well, I own that one, I own the other one.
But do you think that's probably because they have the money already and they're creating generational wealth for their family?
No, they're not creating generational wealth. Let me tell you something. If you put money, if you buy let's say a Range Rover, you get somebody, you work hard this year, you make $1 million, you buy a Range Rover cash, $1 million TT dollars. Let's say it's $1 million TT dollars. How is that going to make money for you? You lose the money. You don't have no money. Yeah. But if you take that $1 million and buy, let's say, 10,000 square feet of land cash, that is creating wealth.
The asset
it's the same as Dominica. Yeah. If you invest in money that you never worked hard for into properties that the economy is in a mess, how are you going to create wealth? Because money is I spoke to
legal tender.
No, money is there's a cost to money.
Money is debt.
No, but there's a cost to money. So even if I have money and I'm going to invest it in something, it's like me loaning myself the money.
Yeah.
But if I just put it in something because it's my money and it's not going to make money, that's not creating wealth. It's never going to create wealth.
And if you understand the principle of inflation, this is the money value, you realize that putting your money in the bank sometimes doesn't make any sense.
No,
I think most times it doesn't make sense.
All the time it doesn't make sense because they're taking your money to invest.
What you should be doing.
Yeah. And then right now they give you 3%. I know for Dominica 2%. Yeah, but when they give you a mortgage,
it's fixed. If it's fixed.
Yeah, but when they give you a loan, they charge you 5%.
Yeah.
So you're gonna make money.
Because I tell you, it's kind of like a debt trap.
Yeah.
The same way.
Banks are businesses, and I don't get vexed with them. I don't get vexed with them. I don't get vexed with insurances. I don't take insurances.
But I think insurance is the best thing to do because you can actually.
I think it's the same. You invest your money, and next thing, let's say you take.
If you put for things like whole life insurance.
I don't.
Let me break it down for you.
Ahead,
things like whole life insurance, and I think a number of persons can learn on this as well. When you put your money in whole life insurance, you can literally take your money, take a loan from that. Especially if you have a business.
But you just said you take a loan.
Yeah, you're taking a loan to offset your business
taxes. But the loan, the interest you're getting on the loan, they taking from you from the loan is more than the interest you're getting on the money you put there.
No.
But let me give it.
Hold on. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. No, stop. Let me tell you a better thing. If you take that money that you have, that you're giving the insurance all the time, and invest it in buying a property, that property 5 years from now will be more money. It will be worth a lot more than what you think. My first property I bought in Trinidad, I paid $395,000. In 2.5 years, I sold it for $850,000.
In 2.5 years?
Yes.
Okay.
Right? So before I paid the bank, I just pay off the bank because the loan was for 20 years. So in 2.5 years, I was able to give them their money, l'argent cherche, and buy another property. And that's how I started buying properties.
Yeah, but that's really.
But if I take that money which is sometimes too. And my mortgage at the time was about $2,500. But if I had taken an insurance, it was about $1,500.
No, but that is insurance on your mortgage.
No. That's all life insurance. But that money, I would have given them. That's how long I have to take to make that money.
But watch what I'm talking about now.
Yeah.
So the money you put into whole life insurance, it appreciates.
How it appreciates? But
it appreciates sometimes based on your policy. It goes for 4% or 5% per year.
Yeah.
Now you can take a loan against. So you have this money like You have this money like a surety.
Yeah.
You can take a loan for your business. Watch how it works.
You listen to insurance people. Let me ask you a question.
No.
How many old people in America now who had pension plans are going back to work? How many people invested in Clico in Trinidad are now broke and going back to work? They lose all their money because
but that's different.
Insurance and
not
pension.
All insurance I'm talking about,
Insurance and pension plans, they're all about taking risk. And if they do a bad investment, you're losing everything.
Yeah, but things like whole life insurance and life index insurance are completely different.
You know why? Insurance. Once insurance, they're taking your money to invest.
No, you don't lose any money.
Yeah, but they're taking your money to invest.
Yes,
but if it collapses, that's what Clico said. Listen, that's what Clico was selling to the people of Trinidad and Tobago and the rest of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Look at where they are now.
I agree with you on that.
Even Peter Karam, you still crying every day. Peter Karam they're still fighting for their money.
I agree with you on that.
I invest in properties.
I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
But whole life insurance is different.
But let's do that for another time. Let's go back to Dominica.
Okay, hold on. The reason why that is because that's how the rich capitalize and bypass taxes.
Yeah, the rich making money on the rich people who own the insurance company making plenty money on that. I don't want rich people to make money on me.
No, but anyway.
The first time I fought with insurance, I wanted to shut down an insurance and
you think
back
of normal insurance, not that I'm talking about.
I don't care. Once the name is insurance, they're using my money to make more money for themselves.
No, but do you know
insurance executives are living a better life than me and you that waiting for another 30, 40. How old are you now?
30 something years.
Exactly. So you're still young. So you have to wait another 40 years, 45 years to be pensionable. But they live in the life now. They're trying going to university.
Yeah, because they utilize.
They're using my money.
Yeah, they're utilizing the principle, but you can use their money too.
They're using my money. I have to wait to pension life. And when I wait for pension life, you know what? I'm old with a lot of medical problems. I want to enjoy money now. So I go into properties.
I agree with you, but things like
your father had insurance.
I think so. I know.
You see, I like that. Close. Let's go back to politics now, Dominica. Let's go back to
the reason why I'm saying this. Hold on. The reason why I'm saying this is because that's how the rich do their thing.
Yeah.
They put their money in whole life insurance, then they use this particular loan for them to offset their taxes.
I know a billionaire in Trinidad. He has no insurance. He buys properties all over the place.
And I'm not saying buying properties is a good thing, especially if you can fleet them and sell them. I have a friend who is in California.
I would advise people, young people, buy properties.
But you need to. How do you buy property?
Huh? You can never go. Huh?
How do you buy property?
No matter how small it is, keep your money and have a plan and go for it.
That means you have to collaborate.
When I first moved to Trinidad, I never thought I would be able to buy a property. I thought my salary was, and I went to England. I had a friend in England. I went to visit her. I said, and the girl bought a property. I'm like, how you buy a property? And I know you're struggling.
But even the girl
tell me, Trevor, all you need is a down payment. I say, what?
Yeah, down payment necessary.
Once you have a down payment and you have the legal fees to pay your lawyers and the duties and I'm like, what? That's how easy it is. I said,
But you think people can afford that in Dominica?
Dominica is rough, man. Dominica is a different.
Because that's what I'm thinking about.
Dominica is a different place. I don't know how you all live in Dominica. I don't know how you make it in Dominica.
Surviving.
It's rough in Dominica.
Dominicans survive.
I spent so many times at Kempinski. Nobody is there. You go to St. Lucia, Grenada, and the locals are in the restaurants every night.
Yep.
So when is the off season, them hotels still making money with the locals.
I think when I'm thinking of Kempinski, even off and on season, majority of the individuals are locals.
Where?
In Kempinski.
Boss, I spent plenty times in Kempinski. There are most times nobody there.
No, I'm talking about the patrons that patronize Kepinski.
I've been there.
Most like it's empty. Yes,
always empty.
It's empty, true. But the people who tend to patronize.
No, the majority
Kepinski,
of people I see, there are people who a man come with his wife and that's it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know? Yeah, foreigners.
I'm talking about locals.
I hardly see locals when I'm there.
But the reason why I know this because I know a few people inside there, and
some people go there, they lie, they telling you certain things because they want to bring down the place they would.
And I think the reason why this is because a lot of the people realize it doesn't make sense for them to come and pay that amount of money when they can go somewhere else.
No, that's not even it. When you have the extra little coins shaking in your pocket, you want to go and enjoy yourself. Like Trinidad, I try to separate Trinidad because Trinidad is a different economy. They're oil and gas based. So I have to deal with the other islands, send kids. People have the extra little money in their pocket, they can go. You don't think twice. You just go. You have a little girlfriend, boy, let's go to Kempinski. But when you're struggling to pay your light bill, how can you go down there?
But that's why I'm saying it's only a minute amount of people.
But trust me, because I'm from Dominica. When I'm Kempinski, I don't eat there, you know. I go out and spend my money at keeping it real.
That's why I mentioned
you know what I mean?
That some people rather go to other places.
Yes, but when I'm in Trinidad, right? Because I want to support the locals. When I'm in Trinidad, I don't eat in local. I go to the 5-star hotel to dinner. That's how we do it.
Yeah.
You know. But when I'm traveling, I like to be amongst the locals. I feel good.
Yeah.
You know, it's just liming the people understand now.
I feel you know. I do the same.
So
thing.
when I go Grenada, St. Lucia, St. Kitts, them places, I go with slippers around. When I'm Dominica, the people see me slippers, you know. Unless if I'm going out to Lime later in the night, I go dress up. But I'm a Dominican.
Yeah.
You know. So I separate certain part of my, you know, my life and my liming thing. You know what I mean? If I'm going to lime in Trinidad, I don't, because of the crime rate. You know, you have to be careful where you lime in Trinidad. But
what do you think is better in terms of crime rate, Dominica or Trinidad?
Dominica is nice, man. Dominica, I could go to Dominica even if I lashing out at Skerrit and Labour Party. When I'm in Dominica, Labourites come and hug me. People come and say, Trevor, why are you attacking my party and my prime minister? But you're my partner, man. But why I ain't seen more videos? Dominicans, Labourites ask me for more videos. You know?
That's what I was gonna ask you next. But so in terms of you making videos, I know back in the days you make a lot of videos, and then you stopped. Then it seems like you switched to the next side. What was that about?
No. What happened is that
after election,
remember during not the other side. I could never be part of them fellas
because that's what it appeared like.
That's what people thought. Because I was saying. Remember, I started by saying it's now or never or never. If you only do remove Skerrit, you will never remove him again. Right? And people voted him. And at the end of the day, Skerrit could have brought down 1,500 people. Most likely you would have won the election still. And that's my problem.
Well,
because the people in Dominica who are going are still voting him. So why are you going to... Why, you see my life here?
I agree.
Why are you going to fight up for these people?
I agree.
I said, but the man is at the end of my prime minister because the majority of people voted him. And even the people who... I mean, there people came down for real to vote. But even without them, there was a
good amount of people. I personally think if there were no overseas voters, it would have
been close.
But there were still people in Dominica.
That's my point.
That voted.
And
that is what that thing.
But and these are people when I'm in Dominica tell me they go in, you know. Tell me they could never vote, you know. But the hype.
And that's what I don't understand.
The hype.
A lot of people,
no, it's the hype.
But a lot of people are saying that they don't want to vote. But they are living in the same country that they need to vote in.
Yeah.
Or things will remain.
And it's because of the hype. The last week of the election, Skerrit winning the election. Every election. Because he hyping them, he bringing down all kind of foreign artists. And people forget. They forgetting that 5 years.
Isn't that treating though?
Well, let the lawyers deal with that. You know, I mean, I believe it's treating, but because you don't see that in any other country. You don't see that in Trinidad. People vote based on, you know, they don't see that. So, boy... At the end of the day, my brother, people voted for him. So I didn't switch. I said, I'm done with that. I have things to do. Because a lot of what I'm doing affect my economics, you know. It affects. Some people don't want to do business with me because they think I'm too political. You know, not only that. People that do the same not only that, there were jobs I could have done in Dominica as a consultant. With them fellas. I had nothing to do with politics because I'm qualified to do it.
Yeah.
But I decided I don't want to do it, and maybe some people don't want to touch me because of my stance on.
Why do you think that is?
Yeah, because they don't know me. When it comes to me being a professional, I deliver professional. If I don't engage in corruption. But if you are my client, I deliver you straight and we deliver things. So if I see certain things that you do and I'm not pleased about, but I'm not part of it, that's not my business.
But even as you're saying that there, I remember there was a story going on that somebody tried to buy you.
Who?
I think
them
it's
fellas in Middle East?
MMCE, these people.
But at the end of the day, you know your worth, you know you're rich. A lot of people view your video, I view your videos.
Yeah.
People know what I stand for, people know the kind of work I do, people know the influence I have on people in Dominica. So I was, before the elections, during the campaign, I was attacking him a lot. MMC and the guy. I got a lawyer letter from them fellas. From their lawyer in Trinidad.
They actually shut down one of my videos. You know?
Well, they shut down one. They get they don't want it to be shown in the Middle East.
They didn't want it to be on things.
So I mean, I saw certain things by the same student lawyer, Manis, showed me certain things, and I reached out to him and I said, I have these things. I am aware of these things. I have certain things, and in less than a few days, I got threatening messages. But I know where that came from. We believe that.
Yeah.
And he never responded. A week after the election, he reached out to me and said, yo, this now. You're a very bright guy. You need to forget about you. You need to no, he was right. I think I'm very intelligent. And you need to start focusing on yourself. And I say, yes, that's it. I'm done with the politics. And we started talking. We were like real buddies. We used to talk it to each other like for months.
Yeah.
You know, and he gave me a little gig to do some work for him as a consultant. I took it. I didn't like the fee that we agreed, but it was still enough to,
block a hole.
Not even block a hole, that little thing. But, I did it for him. We good to go. We kept on in touch. And I realized, too, that he's not always straight with me. Like, I believe sometimes he lies to me, you know? And I like people, if you tell me certain things, you tell me you're on shit, I won't repeat it,
Yeah.
If you tell me you committed a crime, that is between me and you. I'm not going to tell anybody, You understand? But at least you told me the truth. And I have to respect you coming to me and, I'm a confidential guy.
But I realize would you continue working with that person if they're...
No, it depends on what gig I'm doing for him. I'm a professional. Okay. If somebody comes to me for professional service, I can offer.
So whatever they did outside doesn't really bother you,
as long as you professional, Okay. So he came to me recently and he told me he wanted to be a PR consultant. So I said, me, you want to be a PR consultant? He said, yeah, you're the good fella for that job. And I'm like, but why you want me to be a PR consultant? You have Daryl Tick. Daryl Tick, you have a lot of fellas. But I understand my reach. And if I jump out from what I customer doing and I join him, people are going to listen to me.
Yeah.
You understand? So I understood that.
So you don't think they might think you...
I don't care what people think.
Okay.
At the end of the day, if somebody come to me and offer me a consultancy, I will take it. I will sit down, I will discuss, I will sit down, analyze it. I have a wife, sit down with her, and we'll talk about it. My wife didn't want me to be part of that gig, that PR thing. But I said, we are this now. I'm not into politics in Dominica anymore. I am out of that. So
you really think you can be out of politics? Come on.
So where I was and now. And then so I reached an agreement, my wife and I said, okay, well, go for it. But that is going to be your terms.
Yeah.
I presented that to the guy and I realized the man upset with me. I'm like, are you serious? And I realized, what, there's something going on with him. For him to be reaching out to me, who everybody know has been attacking him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, well, you know what? You brought me back again. And that's it, so I'm back. Yeah. I'm not really interested in this guy.
I realized when you came back.
I'm really interested in him. Because, you cannot... you're making millions of my country and then you want me to be doing your bidding for you for nothing. Yeah. You see me hungry? You finally look hungry?
Yeah, nah.
Just be. You see my belly, right? Look at me. How many times you cover my damn belly? Which is bad. It fluctuates a lot. Like in a week, my belly is flat. Maybe sometimes I drink a little thing, But yeah.
But even with all that, talking about the airport fiasco that's going on, I remember that the Prime Minister them actually had a huge ceremony at the stadium.
Yeah.
$1 billion contract to build the airport.
Yeah.
Recently in the budget, they're talking about some Section 5 Chinese people to build the airport.
Well, let me tell you.
What's going on with that?
Let me tell you something. Let me make you understand that. There are two contracts. There's an arrangement with Dominica, with Skerrit and his administration, with MMC, to have a developer, which I don't understand. I need to understand that whole arrangement. But the deal, as far as I've been aware, is with MMC and the government, Dominica. Where MMC raises the funds by selling our passport to build the airport. MMC now as the developer, which I still don't understand. The developer now engages contractors. So maybe they have 3-4 contractors sitting around a table trying to arrive at a price. So they now, as the developer, would subcontract the Chinese to do the job, or contract not even subcontract, because they're not the main contractor. They are called the developers. You know, Skerrit is not clean with Dominicans as to what this arrangement is, what developer is about. Does it mean that after the airport is completed, that Hayden and MMC still control the airport, meaning operating the airport? Because you could also have a gig where you operate the airport. So what is really that? So that is not unusual that you can hire somebody to build, operate, and build, operate, own, and transfer the airport to you. That's boot system. There are many systems, but we don't know. Because he's not open to Dominicans about what is the arrangement with MMC. But it is not really unusual, except that we don't know. If he explains to us, I could tell you exactly what.
But that's why there's so much questions. Because there's not much.
Yeah, there are loads of questions.
There's not much.
If he explains what arrangement, I could, because I'm a chartered QS. Procurement is my thing. Tendering is my thing. I could tell you what sort of arrangement. But he names MMC as the developer. A developer comes with their own money. A developer comes and develops something, and then maybe sell it to you. All right, you pay him. But exactly his own money, and then make some money off because he has used his own money. But in that case, the developer is selling our passport.
So that means we have to pay back the developer from the same passports that he's given.
Because remember, he's also making a commission on the sales of the passport. Then you have to pay him back for executing the job. So in the end, this man may be making 50% or more on the sale of the passport, on the income.
And you don't know if they own the hotel,
we don't even know.
The airport?
The airport, we don't even know. We don't know the arrangement. And if Skerrit comes out and explain, I will come back and tell you, well, yeah, that's a good move, that's a good thing. But nobody knows. But we know why we don't know. We know why. The reason is that a lot of our money is being wasted and that's taken away from Dominica. That's why.
But why aren't the people enraged about that? Why do you think they're...
But we have a different... we're different, boy. We are different people, boy. We're different. And the people... And the amazing thing is that they are hating on Lennox for trying to educate them on
and that's what I don't understand. The one person that's actually trying to make the people see what is going on, they're literally hating on the man. You know that reminds you of...
And me too, they're hating everybody who try to explain to them.
There are people who tend to make me in Portsmouth. And they listen to my videos. We're talking about labor rights. Strong, staunch labor rights meeting me.
And they agree with you.
They agree with Mr. Liz, what you said is true. I agree. Sometimes they'll even banter me on what I say, and then they come back and say, yes, why is true? That is true.
But
they still tell me they will still go back and...
Look at something. I saw a house for sale. I see... what's his name? Spags, Hector John. I don't know if he's a real estate agent these days, but he had some on his WhatsApp link, on his WhatsApp status. I click it and I realize it's some buildings for sales, houses around the country. I saw five bedroom home in somewhere in Dominica, 2 stories for $750,000 for sale. Remember, that's a house that was built. Right? That was built. And on over 10,000 square foot of land. So there is value, there's equity in the land, in the property. Because if you could build something for, let's say, $250,000, when you finish build, you're not going to sell for $250. You're going to sell at the market value.
Yeah.
So a 5-bedroom home in Dominica is going for $750,000. But Roselle Skerritt said he's paying Anthony Hayden an MMC because he's the CEO. So when I say Anthony Hayden, he's not him, but the company.
Yeah.
I don't, I like to separate people
MMC,
from their company. So he's paying MMC $350,000 for an apartment that is less than 1,000 square feet.
Yep. How could that be?
How could that be? That would mean if I'm paying you to build that for me, the market value of that now is about $600,000.
And now, mark you, they then saying that they're subsidizing it to the people.
Yeah, exactly.
For the people to pay less.
Exactly.
You know, something I noticed, especially some of the vendors doing, and I think that is what is happening. A product that they might be selling might be $10.
Yeah.
They have it for $30 on the thing, and they tell you that's supposed to be $40, but I'm gonna give you for $25.
Yeah.
They're making a 15% increase dollars, not 15%, $15 increase on you, and you have no idea thinking you make a thing.
Yeah.
That is probably the same thing that is happening.
They bossing them. That housing thing is they are bossing Dominicans because if $450,000, government could sell you cheap land around Dominica for $1 per square foot, even 50 cents per square foot, and you could build a nice home
for that money.
And see my yard, a bush in my yard. Look at my yard.
Yeah.
And have things growing in your yard. And walking on the soil. Look at my toes. I mean, Dominicans say dirty because I walk nappy in my yard. You know what I'm saying? I love walking on soil. An old man, an old Indian man tell me, Trevor, walk on barefooted in your yard.
That's grown.
Don't walk on dog shit, but where your dogs do, walk on that. That is good stuff. Good energy.
Grown.
So I do that. So my foot dirty. I'm proud to say that. Because I'm a healthy guy. Them man bossing our tail bus.
But and
that deal is a sweetheart deal. Them man having a good time on Dominicans. And
they're making the Dominican people feel like they're getting a deal when they're paying high
when
prices.
You go and look, we should go and watch them inside them places. Go and watch the health center in Portsmouth.
I think you did a video in Guyana. Was it Guyana?
Yeah, to show the quality of our homes. If you go and show the health center in Portsmouth by the harbour there,
the smart hospital,
the stupid dirty hospital that they have there. First of all, in hospital you don't have tiles in hospital anymore because you see the little
cool.
The groove there, that's where all the bacteria stay. A hospital has to be clean all the time because you can't come to hospital and get even more sick. So you have a uniform, clean finish with no space for nastiness to stay there. They have tiles in that hospital. If you look at the furniture in there, that old Chinese furniture, and you know how much money they're paying for that? A lot of money they're paying for that.
They're probably exaggerating the prices.
Of course they are doing that. The man going, I tell the man, boy,
is that another culture though? They exaggerate. For example, building bridge. A bridge might cost $5 million. They tell it's costing $18 million. They exaggerate the price and they take the profit.
Remember something. When people do work for the government, especially when it's getting close to elections, it's kick back, you know. Yeah, man. I mean, I understand that. If you put in money, remember some businessmen are not going to invest in a political party for nothing, you know. Yeah. That's just how it is. You know?
Can remind you
I remember when my grand uncle, he used to be a freedomite, Mamu animal like that. Every job in Rose was his. Yeah. You know, Ed Bank.
But that's probably why we're not elevating.
Ed Bank down there. Let me tell you, well, listen to me first. Ed Bank, the post office, hospital extension was his. But when Freedom Party lost the elections, he believed he was entitled to still continue getting work. Yeah. Now the people who supported workers had to get back it's an investment. I understand that.
But I don't think that's right.
What? No. I have no problem with that. If I'm helping you to go in office, I have to be able to, I shouldn't be getting corrupt deals. Yeah. But I have to be able to recoup my thing because we have to be able to raise more funds to be able to bring it back.
Somebody can do the job better than you know?
Well, if that's the case, yes. But the problem is that, not the problem is at the time, there were people who were as good as my uncle. And that's my uncle. And my grandmother was upset that I was supporting workers. And I know, you know, I told my grandmother, no. back then when workers and freedom was there, he was having a good time. Now it's them people. You can't be vexed about that because they were contractors work for workers, contractors who are good as him, who are suffering under.
I mean, if you are equally as good, then I understand.
And I'm financing, so I understand that. My thing is that when you are paying 10 times more than what you should be paid, that for me is corruption.
I think there was $100 million to do dredging in Dominica.
Because at the end of the day, but there's a lot of dredging that had to be done. But at the end of the day, you have to understand where the money went.
But majority of the money where it went,
exactly.
Went to the
it's a lot. It had a lot.
So you mean to tell me? So you mean to tell me that there are people in Dominica with the excavators and the trucks that cannot do dredging?
They could have done it.
So why didn't they go for them?
But the way them fellas come down, like an invasion. Them Trini fellas. Mutilal, I believe was the name. Some fellas from South Trinidad. They came down like a Trini invasion, like the Russians. They came with equipment. When you're walking across, driving around, is what you're seeing.
So the people just supposed to take it then?
No. Let me tell you something about Dominica. You see, there are different things we have to talk about there. Dominican contractors and truckers, they have to step it up. You can't be the buyer.
But they have tried. The government literally had a meeting with them and then nothing happened.
Whenever there's something, you can't just depend on government alone.
But if the government, but watch, I understand what you're saying there. True.
You have to.
But watch that. True. You can't depend on the government. But when majority of the work
look at something
is of the work is done by government, what do you expect?
No. You can create your work. Look at contractors in Trinidad. Contractors in Trinidad don't really depend. There are contractors with equipment.
But it's a different economy.
Wait. You have each contractor's equipment. Why don't you have the equipment? You can buy cheap land. You can develop land and set up private sector housing development. You can do it. These guys just want to sit around.
But that means you'll have to have the funds to do this.
Yeah, but a lot of them, again, they are not.
But in Dominica doesn't have the type of funds to do this thing.
No. There have been the fund. There is money in Dominica. There has been money in Dominica. But if you're not being a businessman, if you just want to remain the same way, St. Lucia wasn't as good as Dominica. St. Kitts wasn't as good as Dominica.
But the government helped them.
Well, of course.
That is why they elevated.
Yes.
Look at St. Kitts. You think St. Kitts is the way it is because people decide no?
Well,
St. Kitts government was literally helping
but
people.
You see, you have to be strong yourself. You cannot, if you are allowing government to control your destiny, you're weak already. You bring them
in a sense, I agree.
You bring them there.
So this is where I'm a classic liberal. I'm not a liberal. I'm a classic liberal, the original. We try our best to avoid government intervention. However, we believe that the government needs to look at the resources and give it to the people to run with. That is not what is happening in Dominica. That is exactly what is happening in St. Kitts. And look at St. Kitts.
St. Kitts is a different thing, but you see, you have educated people in running St. Kitts.
That is the thing. You think there's a brain drain happening in Dominica?
Look at who in politics in Dominica.
Incompetence. When you have people like the education minister, I mean, Johnny, I
listen to Dennis Charles. Dennis Charles is a Jean Lapouette. I'm so disappointed. She has my grandmother's my great-grandmother's surname. And Yvonne, I think her aunt is Yvonne or grandmother or something. Charles, again, my grandmother's name, great-grandmother's name. It's disappointing to hear the woman speak. She went to the US to educate herself. It's like totishness.
But another thing I noticed is that a lot of the companies from outside are reaching to Dominica. And then as a result of a tourism sector, they make it seem as if it was them that did the job. Look at American Airlines. American Airlines have a new fleet of planes that they wanted to use in the Caribbean. They reached out to Dominica, yet still they're making it seem as if it was Dominica.
You cannot control them. People have people looking at markets, and you might come to them as a government, but if they think it doesn't make sense for them, they are coming. That's just how it is. You can't control these companies. Cruise ships, and decide tomorrow they are coming. Cruise ships hardly come to Trinidad. Because it's about economics for them. You cannot tell them what to do. You can lobby. They will.
But I think you can attract them though.
You have to have a product to attract them.
You look at UK. UK is literally contracting St. Lucia to send them bananas.
But you have to have something to attract people to come.
That's the thing.
Look at that. You have Trinis hardly going to Dominica because there is nothing in Dominica to attract them. And then you have this high travel airplane.
Well, there's World Music Festival. There's a lot of Trinidad.
Dominica's not in that.
Trini just come up with Creole
Boss, the Trinis you would want to come Dominica. You would not space in Dominica for them. You go Barbados was crop over the other day.
Yeah.
Saint Lucia Carnival go there.
One of my friends went to Barbados,
you were in Grenada this last week, right?
Yeah.
The whole of Trini were there. The whole of Trini, you have both party boats going down there.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
There's a mad place down there, no doubt about it. True.
Exactly.
Yeah.
People like Creole Festival don't know that. People don't know that. The music.
But there are still a lot more persons that tend to come in.
They have.
I have to give it up for festival.
There are few people, of course. There are
Creole in the park as well.
I know people. Remember, there are people in Trinidad who study languages. They love the Creole and they want to understand the Creole, so they go. But the majority of the Trini influencers, they don't go. They don't go down there. If certain Trini influencers go, you have soca artists. They're not even playing, but they're going online into the island, the other islands. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A party every night. They don't go. I mean, I tell you, I know what I'm talking about.
So you think that itself is a cultural thing, or the people themselves are aware of what is taking place? And
like I know a girl that had some dealings with Sky. She was telling me, Trevor, you know, your product is not a bad product, you know. But would you believe that they have not even launched Creole Festival for 2020?
Yeah, that's what we were asking.
But Carnival 2023 starts on Ash Wednesday in Trinidad. So Ash Wednesday in 2023, this year?
2022.
2023, sorry.
After Carnival
Ash Wednesday 2023, they will start
the next day.
Next day, Ash Wednesday, not Ash Wednesday. For Carnival.
So Monday, Tuesday, Carnival.
Wednesday, the bunch launches will start from June, sometimes earlier.
Yeah.
And right
because I remember there was a number of things that were taking place in December in Trinidad. And that all leads up to the same.
That's late. That's late. That starts in June, I tell you. They have the band launch. The band launch is a big fete, you know. Breakfast fete is cannot touch that, you know. The band launch is a big thing.
But do you think it's as a result of the population size, though?
No. They know how to market what they have, and they sell their product.
But they have the population, though.
Yeah, but people come. You know, a lot of times locals just cannot spend the kind of money to go to fetes. You know, people are begging me to. Asking me if I can rent part of my. I'm like, are you married? I don't, you know, you can't. Hotels are full already. Hotels are already booked 100% capacity for Carnival in Trinidad. Already. Remember
and
something?
Carnival is next year.
Ash Wednesday, when people checking out of the hotel, they're already booking for the next
one time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but you see, you have marketers, you have people who understand what they're selling. You know.
Because one of the people who actually came, and I think they brought her down to Dominica, owned my femme.
Who?
Ren Daniel. She
the girl was in that thing.
Yeah, she normally comes to Trinidad.
But yeah, she
was Trinidad.
Yeah, but that girl
I think she was Trinidad last week.
Yeah, but the girl not involved in the marketing of Carnival.
But when she posts her stuff, it reaches all over the world.
Yeah, but people who market stuff in Trinidad. Oh no, influencer.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought the lady
Instagram
was running.
Influencer.
Oh no.
She comes down here, you know.
Yeah, I don't know where she is.
She comes on here and she tends to do a thing. They brought her to Dominica to go Kepinski.
All right.
And they had her and stuff, but then she left, goes. But normally she goes.
The girl was here recently?
Yeah, she was here.
Big booty? She had big ass, she was dripping up or flag on her butt?
No.
I saw some girl doing that. That's somebody else. Look at that.
But even as we mentioned that, bro, even as we mentioned in that, in Grenada, Dominicans flew from New York to go to Grenada.
But boss, what I mean Trinidad, people who talking about fete in Dominica and promoting Dominica culture in Miami, in New York. I don't call them their names.
Yeah.
Carnival in Trinidad, not in Dominica. I'm telling you.
And that's the thing. Most people.
When I go in fete, I'm like, hey, you in Trinidad? Why you not Dominica? Me. But they promoting Dominica culture in Miami, you know.
But they go in down
But when it's Carnival in Trinidad, plenty of them.
Yeah.
But that is their business.
So some of my friends who came, I met them, their family, well, some of them are family in Dominica. They're probably like third generation out of Dominica. So they came Dominica for the first time, they end up Carnival and whatnot. And then they say, okay, they like it or whatever. Then they ended up Trinidad. They never came back Dominica. You know?
Yeah. No,
Trinidad, they go in.
I know plenty. I seen plenty of people. I just feel on my shoulder. Tossy. Like, what are you doing here? What are you doing in Dominica? You see, me in Dominica. But you see, it's what you get in the value.
Marketing. So we're talking about marketing. What do you think about our marketing strategy in Dominica?
It's very important.
What can be done?
They are not trained marketers. There are people in Trinidad who've been doing that for many years.
But what can be done though?
You have to hire the best people. And you have to be able to attract the best people and pay them properly.
But the big question,
you can't pick up a little girl who left university the other day and bring her and think she's the top thing because a minister is screener. And that's what happens. Because a minister screener girl, because she could speak well. But she had to bring people who've done that for many years and pay them money, pay them properly. Because the people follow them too. They have a following. When they speak, people listen to them. You know, you have to spend money to make money. You know?
I agree.
If you don't spend money, you can't make money. We doing things this small way. We just go half for things. You know, look at and
the funny thing is, we actually have the funds to do these things. Exactly. I mean, we build in Hotel Dubai.
Look at Marshall Montano. And I like what Asa Banton, right? His name?
Yeah, I think so.
What he's doing. Look, he has his breakfast fete. But you see, government needs to come with him and because he's successful. Let the man start promoting more fetes. So for World Queer Festival, after World Queer Festival, there should be a breakfast fete too. So you live in Trinidad from fete to fete, you know. So after
I heard that
night, let's say night 2 ends, people going straight to a breakfast fete. Maybe in the same place, you know. You know what I mean? Or another place, going, let's say, Posse, somewhere in Posse. Whole day event. Look at Dominica when there is World Quail Festival. During the day, what people is roaming around.
Well, I can say people, I think they're doing it the way they do it for World Quail Music Festival so that people can explore the island afterwards. But that's what I know a number of persons tend to do. They go to rivers, they go to beach, they go to... They go to surfers.
The majority of people in Dominica that's roaming around looking for little jam.
I think last time they had a few things.
Listen.
I think
the fetters do have time to experience something. That's fetters. Fetters want to fet and drink and jump on a plane and go back.
I heard a story in Grenada.
That's how it is in Trinidad.
Listen, I heard a story in Grenada where a guy, he came to Grenada for 14 days. And he only slept for 48 hours, you know.
But that's fet. The fetters, they are fetters.
So when he went back,
scared of a cousin, what's his name? Winston. He's a fetter. He calls himself Mr. Fetter. All when people come to Trinidad, if they rent in your room, you don't see them, you know. It's from fet to fet, you know.
But I think Trinidad is known for fet, but Dominica is known for the nature.
No, but the people who come to that's what they want. They want to be lime in.
So you think Dominica should market itself being a fet paradise?
Let me tell you something, tell you the truth. Who are the people who come to enjoy the nature?
Well, I mean the eco-tourists.
Exactly. And what are they?
Well, the older folks.
Let me tell you something. No, they are young people who do it, but they're the minority and they have less money to spend.
But if I'm looking at the eco-tourists, the reason why I'm saying the older folks, because I remember back in the day, I mean, there were a lot more tourists and they used to literally come out and mingle with us, even on Bayfront as well. But now I'm seeing people passing on buses, and most of the people I'm seeing are older folks.
But even the ones who stay, we see they come on cruise ship, but they stay for a few hours. But even the ones who stay, they go in a cheap place. They don't have money to spend.
You
know what I mean?
So it's the type of
when you go to St. Lucia, it's freaking millionaires, you know. Artists from all over the world come in and spending. When a man spends $10,000 a night. You know what I mean? I mean, we have a good product. But is that a product that makes money for us?
That's a good question.
It doesn't.
That's a good question to ask.
Because the people who come to Dominica, they are how you call them? Not nomads, no? But there are people who are just going around. If they have a little thing to sell to make back money to be pay for things.
But do you think
they walk with their bicycle? They don't rent a vehicle. Yes, I'm saying.
I know.
They don't rent a vehicle. They don't stay in the nice
or they rent a little somebody old motorbike somewhere.
Exactly. They don't spend money.
I guess it's who it pulls.
They fellas, but these are the type all over the world. That's the type. But you have another type of eco.
But before you continue, what I'm saying there is Trinidad seems to market itself as a fet paradise. Dominica markets itself as a nature paradise. Do you think Dominica should market itself as a fet paradise?
Well, we're not a fet paradise. We to have a fet paradise, we have to have access to and we have to have an internship. We have to come in. There's a guy, the CEO of the airport, Dominica Airport. Construction company, whatever, development company. That's Samuel Johnson. That's my friend. Every carnival in Trinidad, Samuel flies in for a weekend, fets, jump on a plane in the wee hours in the morning, go back to Miami because he's based in Miami. Next weekend, he's back again doing the same. He comes to fet.
You don't rest, man.
But you see, but he likes, but he rests for the rest of the year because that's his Trinity Carnival is his thing, and he went to UE fet. It's his thing. So he flies, come and enjoy the thing, fly back. Sometimes, hey, boy, Trevor, come, we have to line. Sometimes I see him in effect. You know what I mean? But he comes, touch and go and back. But he has access to $250 flight to Trinidad. To go to Dominica from Trinidad, sometimes it's $700.
Yep.
Much as to go to Miami.
Yeah.
Or for someone in Miami to come to Dominica, they have to go to Antigua, maybe for $250. But to come to Dominica is another $400 most likely. You understand what I'm saying? So
I think why do you think it's so expensive to reach Dominica in that regard?
Well, we don't have direct access and the numbers. The numbers are not. And you see, the Caribbean government needs to decide. LIAT or any regional airline cannot make money. You have to subsidize travel.
Yeah.
And we'll spend money. If I can spend $250 to go Dominica every weekend, I'll go to Dominica. $250 I'll go Dominica every weekend. Yeah. But I might spend $1,000 as lying around drinking my rum with fellas, lying around going to keeping it real, having this nice food down there.
So I think
but when you charge more for taxes than the price of the ticket, who's going to do that?
They rather want to come. Yeah. That's one of the strategies, because I remember we used to do some bike life kind of vibes in eating, and we had our stuff where we made it kind of free up. You pay cheaper one, and you come and enjoy the show and whatnot. Yeah. People buy their drinks and whatnot, and people make heavy profits.
Yeah, of course. There's you can make good living, but you have to have a good market. And you have to have a plan. And I think the problem in Dominica is the plan is that the government, the Labour Party, are only interested in winning the election.
Yeah.
And they will do whatever it takes to win the election.
But regardless of that, I think it's still the people at the end of the day.
Of course.
But then again, there's cause and effect too. Because if you're giving people house and they have to stay loyal to you to stay inside the house, what would you do?
Yeah. It's tough.
Yeah. But anyways, we talk so long, bro. We talk so long.
So many things.
You have any last words?
You didn't agree with insurance, but we're going to do that in the
because I know it works and I understand. Listen,
me insurance,
and I know the types of insurance you talking about. I agree with you.
You see, it's your first domestic.
That's crazy. That is craziness right there. But that's the one I'm talking about.
and they still get $10 million, and they still hope anyway.
But yeah, any last words you want to say?
I'm not gonna attack you, but
any last words you want to say?
Man, I'm just wishing the best for Dominica. Do what you're doing. You're doing a good job for Dominicans. Whatever you're doing is I look at your videos. A lot of people are saying, Trevor, you stop. Who is good? But you're doing a lot more than what I'm doing, and you have the devices to do it. Me is just my laptop and my phone, but you have all kind of thing. All kind of thing. Look at all kind of thing.
And we are drone too.
Yeah. We are drone. Yeah. They might come back and take that. So be careful. Right? But them I need to give you your drone back, man. They took my devices, they damaged them. But they're stupid. They think I know police going to harass me. I'm going to bring my devices to Dominica. I bring some tool thing. When they realize they can't get nothing, they did the bad damage.
But the thing is, I'm not looking to harass anybody. I'm just doing what I need to do, man.
You have to do what you have to do. You know Vincent Lesson once told me. That's why Vince and I are still, we're not tight. But if I say hello to Vince say, boy, hey boy, but you troublesome, Vince tell me you need people like me and you. You, meaning you. Okay. He said you need Trevor, you need people like you in any democracy in any country. And that's why I respect the guy. God.
Yeah, he does.
Good man, well that's good. I find that was good.